Okay, this is part 2 of the video.
People, coming in.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And that's it's just showing you exactly what you said. Is just showing you that information. For instance, you could be speaking the most divine truth of all things, but if people aren't in the consciousness, that state, or receiving it, it's never going to be heard. So the simple fact that it's even being heard is showing you that at the vast level of individuals within this realm, humanity is waking up to exact.
I would say the exact opposite. You think you're saying truth. You think that you telling people that in the past they used to have portals that go from Australia to America, you telling people this is your belief that you are correct, and because this internet is now available, you now have the ability to spread the truth, the message of what actually happened, when really that's not the truth. This is not lies. You have just taken advantage of the internet and are using it to spread crap. I have the truth, and my message is not getting on. This guy won't respond to me. I can't get on this channel. No one wants to listen to my truth. I have the truth and no one wants to listen to me. But you are saying that because you can speak, because you can get heard, because you can get on this channel, you therefore are, that the world is now different, or the consciousness is better. No, it's not. It's you getting on this channel has got nothing to do with the consciousness being better. I think you getting on this channel is acknowledgement that there's a bunch of people who know that what the truth is, and therefore they're not afraid of people like you who want to just spew lies and pretend that it's the truth. You know, if people are going around portraying aliens, I don't know why Photoshop is now on a contract only. You know, you used to sell Photoshop used to be on a buy a big package. I paid £300 and got it as a package to have Photoshop, and now you can only buy it as on a prescription. You know, I've got a feeling that maybe the reason why you're doing this is because you want to know what photographs are real or what photographs are not. You know, if someone's saying I've seen aliens, here's a picture, but if you see that they're also subscribed to Photoshop, you can see that maybe they've just edited this photograph on Photoshop. You know, I don't know why people are charging £10 a month for Photoshop when literally it's just a program that you don't need to touch, deal with, or anything. You know, I can understand phones and stuff. If you want to contact people, you want to have the phone service, so paying £6-7 a month for a phone, it kind of makes sense. But paying money for something that already exists, I don't understand why you're doing that. But if you're doing that because you don't want people to just start making up lies, you know, and pretending that this is a real image when really you've just photoshopped it, you know, maybe that's the reason. And I feel like the reason why things like this have come about is because there's a bunch of people who have me and know me and are able to recognize that I am the one that has the truth, and I can confirm that aliens are not here. There's no spaceship from another world that's been traveled here. You might have the ability through knowledge on how to make such things, make hovercrafts. You know, if there is going to be a flying Tesla alien ship or whatever, you probably have the research or technology knowledge on how the technology works, so you probably can make it, but it's not being made by other beings. It's not come from another world. This is not possible. And I feel like because there's a bunch of people though that know me and know Christ and they know my truth, they feel confident now that these liars can just lie as much as they want. Lie. And people no longer feel threatened or scared that maybe this is the truth. You know, this is what happened in the past. People used to promote hell. Hell is a real place. Demons are a real place and are real things and creatures. And, you know, if you don't do everything that the Bible says, you're going to be burning in hell. And people used to be very, very scared of all these lies. And I feel like because of this, when internet first came in, there was a lot of, you know, prevention of this lies and this false media and this false narrative and stuff. But I feel like now that some people, I don't know who knows about me, some people know about me, but I feel like now that some people know about me, they don't care about these liars that just want to spew crap, because this isn't the truth. This doesn't line up with what's happening to me. I'm time traveling through my higher self that lives outside time, and I don't believe that anything you're saying is the truth. And I feel like because of this, the people who are promoting these channels, like this guy, the Next Level Soul guy, what's his name again? Alex, I think it is Alex something. I've forgotten his name. Sorry. He's he's he is one of my angels, and I feel like I'm happy to use him because I feel like he exposes liars, and he has created this channel, and I'm encouraging him to create the channel, not because I'm exposing truth or people with wisdom, but because I want to expose how many liars there are and how dangerous the internet is, because people are using the internet. This channel exists and you're allowing me to say all this, and we know that this is the truth because I can say this and it's obviously the truth because I'm saying it. It's like, no, just because you've got on a channel and are spewing out a bunch of lies, that doesn't mean that this is the truth. And I think this is, if you want to expose a liar, this guy is a perfect guy to pick on, because he seems, well, he doesn't seem like a normal person, to be honest. I mean, I think that beard looks very weird and his eyes look half shut. But yeah, these are... Smart people don't have to be afraid of people like this, because they would be able to recognize them for what they are, which is people that are just spewing out total crap, total lies, but presenting it as if this is the truth because they are able to say it.
Exactly what I just said, to the great reveal of everything and remembering who they are.
When you're on the other side, have you been shown our past? Our origins?
An ape, that's who I think you are.
By any chance?
I was shown this, that this was I don't want to go too deep into this specifically, but I was shown this, that this was a created playground, a created construct for the soul to have an experience of that which it is not on the other side. And you may ask yourself, people that hear me say that, well, why would I create all the pain and suffering? Well, when you create an experience, a collective experience, to experience that which we are not, in something that has never been experienced before, you also create the unforeseen events. Because how could you know certain things would unfold, you see, if it was never experienced? When you
I think he's trying to preach that everything that happens in his life happens, or in your life happens, because you have made it happen and you have constructed it, and this is total nonsense. Just live life. Shit happens. It's not your fault. It's other people's fault. They have perspectives, and you didn't foresee the outcome, and you stepped into the trap. Some people, you think that they're good people and you trust them, and they go and stab you in the back. But yeah.
Or they're completely on the other side. Your soul. This is the thing. When people die, they hold grief and pain. They say, "Oh, I'm so sorry," or they're in pain that people die. You shouldn't be sad for death. Death should be celebrated, because you have no idea of how much joy and fulfillment the people that cross over permanently that they are having, because they're accessing the true state again.
So yeah, this is again more suicide promotion. That's what a lot of these people are. They promote their story as if it's truth and wisdom and knowledge, and then they keep adding this subtle hint of, don't worry about death. It's just, life is just an experience. And when people die, you shouldn't feel sorry, because they just passed on to the other world and they could be having a much better time there. And then you start putting seeds in people's eyes and think, wow, having a much better time on the other side? Well, my life is shit. I want to join. And then you start just creating a whole bunch of people that want to commit suicide.
Let's just say the infinite of creation, whatever they think they can manifest and create and have their experience, they're communicating with all of their relatives.
Okay, there's not 100% no truth to that. If you want to get a certain job, if you want to be a firefighter, if you want to buy something that you really nice, if you want to have a nice big house, you can manifest it and you can make it, but you also have to apply real hard work or luck or positive energy. You have to meet the right people. You have to keep focused and asking people, how do I do this, or what, you can manifest things. But yeah.
Ones that haven't even incarnated here or went through this process, they're all there. So when you are there and you are experiencing and have the ability your sole ultimate authority to create whatever it is that your soul wants to experience.
So if you're a platyfish and you want to be a swordtail fish, like my fish that I showed it on Instagram, all you need to do is just look at the fish that has the sword, that has the spike on its tail, and just think, I want a spike on my tail, and then it becomes, I don't know why there's a spike on that planty. But yeah, it seems to have changed species because of that. But I guess that's actually how evolution came. It came about, certain animals wanting to have use of, the lizard that first came out of the sea from being a fish to a lizard, said, I want to experience life outside the ocean, and eventually over time it grew arms, and then its children grew longer arms, and then it turned into lots of animals. So there is some truth to this. If you want something, if you feel you need something, you can focus your mind and change it. But yeah, don't think that things like this happen overnight.
You get bored, and then you expand your experience and you create other things, and this is what we've created here to experience this. And this is where we're coming to, you could say, the conclusion of all of these souls collectively, all through here, all of their experiences, all through this construct, are being collected through.
Since I talked about my platy, I feel like I probably should just show you. See this fish? If you look at its tail, I don't know if you can see it, if you look at its tail, you can see that it's got a little spike on it. So it was a planty. They're not supposed to have spikes on them. See that swordfish there? So that's got a swordfish. That one has tried to become a swordfish. It's like the fact that the other one had a spike on its tail, and it seems to have grown a spike on its tail. I don't know how it's done that, but it looks like it's changing its species, and eventually that is probably how that one formed. That one formed, the swordtail, probably was once a planty like that, and then somehow managed to grow a spike on its tail. And for some reason, one of my fish has started to copy it. So I feel like there is some truth to this. If you want to change something, I feel like that is possible, but it's small changes and it doesn't happen overnight. And if you looked at the different sizes of the two tails, one had a very big spike and one has a very little spike. So but yeah, if you want to be rich, that's how it is. You can see someone be like, they got loads of money, I want to be rich, and then you can be like, I'm gonna become rich, and then you're gonna work really hard, and then you'll get that little tail that's like a little spike. But anyway,
Records, information. So yeah.
The concept of the multiverse or parallel realities is something that is started to hit the zeitgeist a lot in the last 5 or 10 years in the mainstream media and so on. From your experiences with OBEs, what is your take on parallel realities and the multiverse in general?
Okay. So parallel realities are basically, when you think of parallel realities, you're accessing potentialities of time. That's essentially what's going on. Now, coming out of my body, I could see potentialities within my field of time events. And when you're viewing those, it looks like I'm physically doing something, or someone's physically there playing out this scenario. Now, someone could be confused and say, oh, that's another version of that character playing and living that scenario to its conclusion. But no, it's just when you see splitting of parallel realities, what you're seeing is potentialities of time. And there's many potentials of time that...
Basically, what he is actually saying is, if you want to, say, imagine you had a better life. I want to imagine myself living inside a Disney castle. So all you need to do is lie down and imagine yourself lying in a big Disney house castle full of statues and swimming pools and trees and tropical plants and stuff, and you can just imagine how amazing it is. Now, if you want to take it a step further, you can lie and you can say that there's another timeline where that actually happens, and that is all true, and it did all happen. But yeah, in reality, it didn't happen, and all it's done is you've just had a little bit of an imagination about you wanting it to happen, and that's not actually the timeline that you're in, and it's not actually reality, because you haven't made it reality. I would like to make it a reality, and it would be nice if that does come true. But yeah, there is a big difference between just wanting something to be true and it actually being true. And he's just having fantasies about things that aren't true, and he's saying that it is the truth, and that he has this knowledge on the fact that it's the truth, even though he's just lying. And I'm going to stop it here because this is just getting a bit boring, but I'll post the link in the video.